bring to you good tidings and tell you what is happening around the world. My name is Charity James. I welcome you to the last episode of Ladies Rendezvous for November 2025, because this is the last Monday in the month of November 2025, the 11th month of the year, and 2025 is gradually going to an end. We just have few weeks, about 5 weeks to the end of 2025. That means we're preparing for the new year 2026. I want to welcome you to today's program. I will not be doing the program alone, and today is our free day. The free day means no guests in our midst. We'll be doing the program all by ourselves. Blessing is dancing on the show already. Blessing, good morning. How are you?
Yes, good morning, Charity.
So you have the free time to do everything.
Yes.
Talk about everything.
Seriously, I'm just so
no
happy.
question asking today.
No. Just voice out, you know, back at the table.
So you're welcome to the program. How are you?
I'm fine. You're looking radiant.
Thank you. Thank you.
Looking orange.
Thank you. How was the weekend for you?
Weekend was amazing. It was quite restful, but I had a lot of birthday parties. I think a lot of people
saw
are
you.
going into November.
Yeah.
You know? So it's been like back to back, but you know, we clock it. We clock it.
We clock it. And I love that person is there, our own teacher, administrator, and the lover of children, especially the girl child. You can't play with a girl child. We are blessed around her. You see the other side of her.
I hold them tenaciously to my heart.
Okay.
Yeah, I speak for them.
Yes.
And thank God we have topics that relates to them today. We are going to. Meanwhile, you look good on orange.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And you look beautiful too.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming on the program.
Thank you so much for inviting me.
All right, now we'll go for a quick break, and that break will take us to the next segment on the program, which we tag Around the World. On our list for this segment is something, we'll be starting with something joyous, a celebration as a Miss Universe. The 74th Miss Universe was pronounced during the weekend, and one thing that made us go back to that was that sometimes ago, about 2-3 weeks ago, we mentioned what Miss Mexico went through while she was on the program. Unfortunately, she is a Miss Universe, the 74th Miss Universe, and she won that title, going through all the rigor, going through all the abuses from the director, and we want to salute her courage and also salute those who supported her all through those times. So let's watch how she was crowned and make our opinion from that.
The 74th Miss Universe is, here we go, Miss Universe is Mexico! Congratulations, Miss Mexico! Miss Mexico, congratulations. Please, take your first walk.
You can see her holding on to her crown there. She is a Miss Universe for 2025, and we want to deduce some lessons from all she went through. Not only are others in the house who went for the beauty pageant. Is it a beauty pageant? It's a beauty pageant, and they have to showcase every angle of themselves. The intellectual angle, the skillful angle. They ask them talent and ask them a lot of questions. If you're going for such a global pageant and you want to showcase yourself, that means you must be sure of yourself. You must be sure of what you want to talk about before coming to the larger stage to talk about that. So before Blessing, what did you see in Miss Mexico?
Oh, well, I tagged the whole situation as a blessing in disguise. Because she didn't see it coming. You know, she wouldn't expect that, you know, someone that should be their mentee or mentor, probably the director of the, you know, the program, should talk to her or address her that way. And the fact that she stood up and she spoke her mind. The man was still trying to like shut her down, but she kept talking. And the man was like, keep quiet, you know, dumb hair, called her names and all. And she decided that, you know what, I'm not going to have this. And I think every woman should have some sort of confidence and self-esteem. If she had a low self-esteem, she would have just sat down and be talked down on. And she would have felt bad. She wouldn't even be able to perform well for the pageant because you've already crushed her spirit. Yes. So I like the fact that she spoke up. And the most important part and the most touchy part for me was when every other woman stood up and said, no, put our foot down. It shows that when we women, we stand up for each other, there's nothing the world can do. We just render anybody that is trying to abuse you, be it another woman, be it another male. This is not
about gender.
This is not about it. This is when someone tries to abuse, you know, your person, your people, then you all have to stand up against that kind of force, you know, to shut it down. So I'm really happy for her. Congratulations to you know Miss Universe Mexico, and she really deserves it actually.
Okay, Blessing, what lesson do you think ladies all across the globe now should get from what went down with Miss Mexico? A lot of ladies, when there's a barrier, it's sort of because that shout talk down on her by the director of operations could have made her go into depression, and some will withdraw at that stage.
Commit suicide.
Commit suicide because it was a global thing. Yes, everybody saw globally. So what lessons do you think, let's not pinpoint ladies now or girls, everybody should take home from there?
Okay, for me, I think whatever it is and no matter what it is, don't let anybody shrink you, because the words of the mouth is very powerful. Sometimes the things people have said while we're little, we're not even yet aware of our environment, and you know, but somebody said something and it was like a seed that grew till you became so grown and you didn't even know it was unconsciously affecting you. So I think no matter what you hear, always debunk it immediately. When someone tells you that you are this, you are that, debunk it immediately. Not rudely, but debunk it immediately. And I love the way she softly, you know, debunked what the man was saying, and everybody stood up with respect and walked out. If not, if it was in the midst of maybe raggedy women, they would have screamed, you know, they call them bridezillians. They would have screamed at him like, how dare you talk to her like that, you know, but respectfully debunk whatever anybody says, because the words of the mouth has destroyed much more than even actions that we see.
Okay,
so,
love it.
You know, definitely. I would take it off from where Blessing talked about confidence. I think she knows her words. Fatima knows her words. It wasn't beauty alone that got her to that position. I think she knows the platform she's going to represent after this, and what we should take the younger ones coming up that they can take words. How can the Thai director call her a dumb head? You know what it means by being a dumb head? So I love it that she didn't allow the man to go with those words. She took those words. So she didn't allow the man to just, because you don't know what the man could have done after that. Calling her a dumb head. And probably she swallowed it like we did when we were growing up. And it could have given her what we call inferiority complex. She couldn't have stand within that pageant time. So she stood up. And I love it that other ladies supported her, like you said, and they walked out. Definitely, this win, she deserves it.
Yeah.
I can say she deserves it.
And the win is
It's
all
a win for us.
all of us.
Okay, so we are celebrating our win on Ladies on the Moon today because she's one person that we showcased, and she came on board and became the 74th Miss Universe. That means representing all ladies, all across the world.
Baby.
She's not just beautiful. She's in
Congratulations. Yeah. And now we are moving to another country, and that country has done something that we think other countries should follow suit. Because if we want to ban social media, we should ban it because it is affecting our children the most, especially when those children are not guided. So Australia banned social media for children under 16, and they said this ban takes effect right from December 10. That means every child under 16 in that country will be found as an offender if you're using. Even the parents will be apprehended if your child or the child that is under you is using any form of social media. All forms of social media, be it the Facebook, WhatsApp, and I know there are a lot of them, about 10-20 of social media platforms that we have. So for these, do you think Nigerians should take effect and also follow suit? We have a lot of children on the social media in our climate. In Africa, we see a lot of children doing some things that are not too good, and on the social media, a lot of them come out to showcase what adults do, and when you ask them for that, you know that they got those ideas from the social media because they were exposed to phones right from their childhood. So, Lovett, do you think we should follow suit?
Sincerely, I really love this. When I saw this, I was so happy. And I wish the Nigerian government should adopt this, because I'm an advocate for children under age not to be given phones of any kind. Smartphones, let me use the word smartphones. Phones that can allow them to go to internet, go to other social media. Now, in this case, I think they've really come to that point to understand that there is something important, more important than social media, especially for our younger generation. They have taken this out, and starting by December 10th, they're implementing it. I pray Nigeria will take suit, because I know what social media does to children. They don't read. You've seen the case of a child that at age 12, the mother was trying to take away phone. I think he stabbed the parent because he's so engrossed in it. And most time, because their minds are still mature, they are minors, the adult things they do over there, take them away. It takes them away. They don't know what they're doing. Some of them go online, get to AI, directing them to do things that are not supposed to do.
And at that age, they are so inquisitive.
They are so inquisitive. And you find out that they are so engrossed, even as an adult. If you are not time manager, you don't manage your time, you find yourself being on social media for 3 hours without being, something tangible. So now talk about a child. And I remember when I was teaching in a school, the girl said, she's a daughter of a professor. She said, I wish there are other means of passing exams. That she's tired of reading. Now, when you now give them, in fact, there's this child I know in a school, when you give him a homework, it's ChatGTP. Quickly get there, get that. So I say, how do you solve all these things? How will you know this? So I think it's a very good decision in the right direction that they should withdraw, even if they are not doing it in Nigeria. Let every parent get to understand that a child under age should not be given phones, smartphones. Sincerely, I'm passionate about this.
Blessing, do you want to go against it too?
Certainly though, because, okay, for example, aside the popular Instagram, TikTok and all that, we have the YouTube. And a lot of people go on YouTube to search, like make research. You can learn a lot of things. YouTube is more educational and informative than, the other social media. Now, YouTube also has YouTube Shorts, and then we have YouTube Kids. And I feel like, yes, it's a good idea, but I feel like they will miss out on a lot of things that are going on. We're talking about advanced informations that are out there. They're going to miss all these information. There are a lot of, you want to make research, you want to check for documentaries and all that, everything is on that particular platform. And if that is shut down, it's going to affect
What happens to hard copies? What happens to hard copies?
But those things don't hardly exist anymore. Everything you need now is on your phone, is on the tab.
Definitely.
So what should be the solution if you are not buying
a moderation to it?
Who should moderate?
Well, I think that comes down to the family, the parents.
They should
but if the parents too are also being irresponsible with social media, spending 4 hours, mommy, I need your help. I'm coming. Okay, we're in trouble. But I feel parents should also try and, I think it's because the failure of families with the kids, that's why the government is coming in to take charge of this situation.
But I think
if not, it shouldn't have gone this far.
It's to a certain age anyway.
Because what happens to all our cocoa melons and all the things? Because if you check on this particular platform, children views have billions. If you're doing children content, you have billions of views. You get much more money than adult views because a lot of children now have tabs. But a lot of children now have phones.
Listen, do you ever think about that? Sorry, like you're on your phone, something just pop up. Something just come up and you
actually, YouTube actually is well censored.
YouTube.
Once it's YouTube Kids, it's anything about kids, you are good to go. Whatever advert is popping up is maybe cartoon adverts or robot adverts or stuff like that.
So Blessing is saying invariably if you want to allow your children to be on social media, it should be censored and put under the kids platform.
Exactly.
Do you have aside the YouTube kid platform, do you have others?
Should the kid be on Instagram or TikTok? Because
some children are on Facebook.
You need an account for that. That should be scrapped off. That should be scrapped off.
So you know they are these kids. They are a bit smarter than most of things. There are times you tell them you've censored it. They should be there. They know when you are not, when you are coming. They know. There are ways to go about it.
Okay. I have a friend. Can you please teach us?
Yeah, I have a friend. She has a son and a daughter, and they have each one has a tab. So the father locks, there's an automatic lock. Even DSTV, even all these are television and all, they have time frame. If you want your child to be on his tab for 2 hours only in a day, you can do it. So the mom knows that, if you take your tab now, you can only be on it for 2 hours. After that, it locks until the next day. So there are ways to go about it. Even on the social media platform, that's the particular platform I've been talking about. There's a way you can also censor it. So they are good to go. They're safe.
Parental control should be parental control.
So invariably, Blessing is saying we shouldn't stop it in Nigeria, but should be censored, and the censoring should start from the parent.
Yes.
If the parent knows. Has a knowledge of what they should do on the social media, they should be able to help those children. And if you have two inquisitive children, how do you manage them? Because we know that there are a lot of pressures if your parent are to censor your phone or your tab, and you have a friend that's telling you, even if they censor it this way, this is what you should do.
No, how do you go about out of their control? It's not out of their control. I'm in charge of the tab. I lock it. I know everything going on there. That's what the censor is all about. Yes. And the thing is, a parent that is also intentional about their child surfing on the internet will win. Because when my children will tell me, Mom, how does the sun, how come we're driving and we're still seeing the sun? I say, okay, let's go on YouTube and watch. And then we'll go on YouTube, we'll make research. They love anything about the universe, about the planet. So when you keep watching stuff on that, those are the kind of things they keep getting. When they want to watch stuff about science and all that, and there are fun ways to learn on the internet. Fun ways. So they are engaged, they are engrossed.
Basically, we are talking about these children as teachers. We're talking about pre-teen now. We're talking about children on their 12, 13, 14, 15.
Yes.
That definitely they're in secondary school. They meet children out there that their parents are not censoring their
own phones.
Yeah, so I'm not saying that fine. There are good things we learn online, but we are looking at this stage where parents are not in control of what their children watch at home. So, looking at it in that aspect, I also advocate for letting them not have smartphone until they are 18.
Okay, all right, both of you are right. If you think not having a smartphone before they are 18 is the right way to go, please do that. And if you think you can control your children with the smartphone or smart gadgets you are getting for them, please do, because it takes intentionality to parent any child, be it inquisitive children or those who learn through obedience. Some children are very, very obedient, and they follow instructions a lot. But some children, they want to follow you and ask you why.
Yeah.
Why you are giving that instruction. If your child is someone like that, please follow suit and also give instruction based on your examples. And we hope that Australia will be able to stand by their decisions and look into it. I hope they will arrest a lot of people anyway.
Children.
Because people are really addicted to social media these days.
Definitely.
And I know that a lot of families
I assure you
will fall into their
I
net.
assure you there's going to be a lot of hiding. Hiding and suffering.
Okay, we need to go, and going now, we want to go to another angle of a child. We saw on the social media a child around 3 years of age, a girl that was assisting a mother in a shop. She is a hairstylist, and she was making someone's hair. We saw that child assisting the mother and getting too serious, very, very serious with the hair making. And when the mother was called by the BBC to talk about it, she said that is her own talent, and she has been on it for a while now. So our question is, this kind of a thing, is it a talent for the child, or it is a child labor? Is it something that we should encourage, or it is something that we should go against? 3 years.
She's so adorable.
So serious.
Yes.
She's so serious, and she's taking every step with all sincerity. She is giving her best by doing that. So let me start from a girl child advocate. I love that girl child advocate. For you, is it a talent display?
It's not a child level.
Okay.
It's a talent in display. When you talk about child labor, you talk about, laboring a child under some discomfort, or if the child is being they're exploiting the child, or if the child is being denied the right to education. But in this, I saw a girl that, like we said today, inquisitive. This girl wants to, do what the mom is doing. And I love it that she's creative at this stage. Because we have an Igbo adage that says, what you learn when you're very small, you don't forget it when you grow old. And she is into this. Look at her, very serious, trying to make sure...
No smile at all.
That's to tell you that she's taking it in as the mother is giving it out. And I think it's not child labor, it's talent. And the only thing the mother has to do, of course, you saw her, she's wearing her uniform, maybe she came back from school, Mommy, I want to help you out. And I think it's something, the mother understood this, and she didn't send her away. I said, go. She's trying also to balance it. She's going to school, and she's also doing this. And definitely, you find
and she has the skill already.
People will be attracted to her.
Yes, sure.
People will love that she touched their hair, because it's out of this world. To see a kid of that age trying to do this with all this madness, I think it's creativity, is talent, and I love it. I love it.
Bless you. I know for parents who are so who loves education so much, this kind of a thing they would
They want
to accept it.
Yeah, I can imagine. But she's so adorable. She's so cute. Well, for me, first question I will ask, I hope she has done her assignment before starting doing what she was doing. Well, I want to believe that between mother and daughter, there's an understanding. She has seen her mom while she's growing up till this age. Of course, she has not gone far, but
she's just 3, according to the report.
She has seen her mom do this over and over, and she's interested. There are children that they've grown up, they've seen their mom do stuff, and they're not interested. They just walk away. Want to do? Oh, mommy, bye-bye.
Yes.
Do you know? But this shows that she's following her mom's footsteps, and she's very interested. She's serious. She's dedicated. She's committed to what she's doing. So I think this is just pure talent. And as you can see, she's well fed. She's doing good.
And she's good in academics. When they ask her question, she replies. She said her name.
She has to be smart to be able to weave. Some people can't weave. They don't understand the dynamics of that thing. It takes a lot of creativity to be able to do that. And at this age, oh no, it's just adorable.
And
just imagine when she grows up and how good she will be.
She won't look for a job at all.
I'm telling you.
She will not be
child labor. This is
not child labor now. This
creativity.
is her mom. to the mom.
Even the extension, she's trying to arrange it in the right proportions.
You know, I love it. I love it.
Okay, she's capturing the moment here for us. And let me ask you one question about this. A lot of children see their parent have a skill and they grow with that skill in that home. And sometimes they do not know anything about that skill. Is that the way to go? Should we make any skill your parent has as a family heritage or family? Should we make it that way? Because I think if we do that, there will be a lot of people having things to do or making income for themselves. I'm seeing it from that angle, because if this child will grow up, I don't think she will have interest in being employed by someone. She will be an employer of labor. She will have her own show, because she started, it is a passion for her, it is an interest for her. And I think if we have a parent that is skillful and their children are not doing their part, don't you think it's something we should be worried about?
Well, I don't think it's even, it has to do with anything about worry. One thing about, if we're talking about business now, okay, for example, this little girl, her mom already has a baseline of customers and connects. When she grows up and she's also into the business, it's easier. It just makes life easy. When you're following your mentor or your parents' footsteps, it makes life easy for you to connect to your customers or the people that will bring your money. Do you understand? But when you're starting something afresh and you don't have any connect, you just left school and you need to do some kind of job, you have to go and look for that job or start learning that skill before you now get your customer base. It's going to be, it's going to be a bit hard. Now we've heard of families of doctors. Everybody is a doctor. It makes life easier because now their grandfather knows where to get all the gadgets to create maybe or to make, build a hospital. You understand? So it makes life easy. You know people, your father knows somebody that knows somebody, your mother knows somebody that knows somebody. Life is all about connection. So the fact that they have that connection, it just paves the way for you easily. But if you're doing it first hand as a first timer or first person in the family to become a lawyer, you're going to find your part. You're going to chat that part. It's a new part, so you're going to start chatting it. But I think it just makes life easier.
Okay.
It just makes life easier.
I love it. But definitely, I'm not an advocate of asking your children to do your part. Because each individual, there's something we call individual differences in education. Everybody has their own differences and we should respect that. But when a child decides to do a part, I accept it. Like my daughter started marking lesson notes when she was still in secondary school. I can leave the school, she can manage it. Though she took another line, she's into nursing, but I love it. But I'm also not advocating that. Definitely there was a time I was like, through education, I become a teacher. So that by the time I'm this age,
you take over.
Yeah, but I also did not want her, I know she loves it, she teaches and all this, but I don't want her to take the line I'm towing because I love education.
She should have the interest.
So allow your children to find their path. Now when you find their path, nobody started at school in my own case. So I took another line because that is what I love. So don't force you, but when they want to do it, give them all the support. Like Blessing said, there's always a pedestal for them. There's a platform for them to start moving. So that's my view of that.
Okay, all right, thank you so much, ladies. And now we want to go for a quick stop. We are still on the program, Ladies Rendezvous, and the stop will take us to the second segment of the program, which is titled Issues. still on Ladies Rendezvous program, and this is the issue segment of the program. Now the issue of the day is what we have been encountering in the nation for over a few days. There were abduction of schoolgirls, and there are a lot of back and forth on this abduction because two major states were affected, the Niger State and also Kebbi State, where about 25 girls were abducted in Kebbi State. Later on the week, we had that about 300 students and teachers and some other workers were abducted in another school between 2 or 3 days interval. And this takes us to the question that we want to ask on the program this moment. We want to look at the national security and why is schools attacked? Is girl education being attacked, or they are just unfortunate to be the victim of the national security? That is what we want to look at, and we would be discussing this topic by ourselves and look at what has happened. Though about 2 days ago, on Sunday, the president came out to tell us a good news that the Kwara State, the Kwara State too felt the heat of the insecurity when a church was abducted. Some church worshippers were abducted, and about 38 were rescued, according to the president when he was addressing us on the Twitter yesterday. And they said about 50 from the 315 kidnapped in Niger State were also rescued. So it's a sort of good news for us to hear. And he said that all Nigerians will be protected. And so we want to look at why these abductors are going to schools. Are they trying to go and attack? Are they attacking girl education, or we shouldn't look at it that way? Blessing.
Oh, well, I thought you were going to pass that question to the girl.
No, we are still going to our side.
Okay. Well, like you said, I at a point I was confused. Is it a gender-based issue right now? Because why are they going for the girls? Why are they, is it because they find girls as weaklings, they are very submissive than the boys? Probably the boys are much more rascal, like they're going to try to escape or run, and stuff like that. So maybe, I don't know, but I just feel that this is an unfortunate situation going on right now in Nigeria. And at a point this morning, my mind went back to the Chibok girls. Like, really,
that happened in 2014.
Yeah. Did they really, were they really released? Like, did we see them?
Yeah, not all of them were rescued.
I think some were released, some were rescued, and some we didn't even hear about them anymore. So it's just so sad that this is happening over and over again. I was born in the north, in Kaduna, and we had to run for our lives. Yes, we had to run for our lives. We entered into the forest, do you understand, to save our own selves and come out from another end of the road because they blocked the road. At that time, there was this genocide issue going on then, But if this has happened over 30 years ago and it's still happening, that means there is no solution. It's a bit sad that this has been happening over and over. A lot of people have lost their lives and families and friends. And it's like we here in the West, we don't even understand the pain of these people. I saw a woman online, I think she's already in the US. She was also, I think she was abducted at some point and raped.
I saw a video,
And
because she wanted to rescue a girl.
Okay.
And so they had to pounce on her because she allowed the girl to go. She was attacking them because they wanted to gang rape the girl, and she was fighting for the girl. And so they turned on her and gang raped her.
Wow. So when I listened to her story, the pangs of pain, I felt her pain right there. My eyes stung with tears. I was like, this pain is real, but it's like we just joke about everything. Now I see a lot of people online trying to say, oh, they carry machetes and stuff, and
go to church.
It's not funny. It's not funny. Have we ever experienced war? May not be our portion, but we don't want to experience it. It messes up with the mind. It messes up. So when it feels like a dark cloud coming from the north. It's been there for a very long time, for over 3 decades, and now it's beginning to move. It has moved into the east. The east has been able to fight back a bit. Now it's coming into the west. So I don't know. I just feel like I believe that the government knows what to do, really, but there is something underneath that they are not telling us. That's what I believe. And until we know what it is, then I don't think this will get over anytime soon.
So Lovett, do you think from that northern region of Nigeria, do you think they do not want girls to be educated? Because it seems they are passing a message.
Yeah.
If you go to school, that is what I think they are trying to pass. If you go to school as a girl, you will be abducted. That is my own personal view about it, because from the time immemorial, when they want to attack schools, it's always girls' schools. Do you see it that way too?
A bit, but not generally, because the St. Mary's school that was the 303 kids we adopted was not. It's a co-educational school. But looking at it in this manner, I saw a security failure, and I saw a national heartbreak and a way of us betraying our children. I'm not seeing it as, sincerely, I have wept over these children, and I cried because I knew these are minors. These are kids that we adopted from hostels where they were sleeping, a place that should be a safe place for them. They were not abducted on the road in crossfires, maybe where they are doing,
they were abducted at a vulnerable state.
In a place, a school, that is a safe place for them. So I'm not looking at it that they targeted girls.
Okay.
I look at it that they needed something, and they go for the people that are vulnerable. They went for kids that can't. 8 years. We look at their age, 8 to 15 years. Now, we talked about, we are seeing a repeat of Chibok issue here, where those girls, like, they released 50 or 50 plus.
51.
Now, we are looking at 252. Where are they? Finally, some of those girls, I don't want to say girls, some of those children, their dreams have been truncated. We are looking at children that have bigger dreams. They move them to a place that is not comfortable. Let's think about this. If they were our own children, I can't even wish this for my enemies. Now I'm looking at children that are really minors, that they are still under their parents' care. When I look at the hostel they were kept in, I said these children have never seen good life, good side of life.
That's true.
Now you're moving them from that place they see as a comfort zone into the forest, where we don't know what will happen. Some of them will be sexually abused. Some of them will be taken as wives.
Yeah, some will fall sick.
We need to look at this. Nigeria needs national prayer. I know the governments are doing it.
And the hygiene too will be tampered with, because if they are majorly girls, their monthly cycle will be there.
Yes, I thought of that yesterday. Some of them might be having their menstruation. They don't know, some of them for the first time.
Exactly.
So this is something that every mother should come out. We need to pray. We need to talk to ourselves. School is a safe place. The government should come up with probably getting military men in schools. Yes, they've closed schools all over, but the school will still resume. They are not going to permanent closure. They'll still come back. So what are the things we are putting on ground to make sure that these children are safe? A child going to school, you don't know. In fact, I have to call my daughter. I was like, she's in Nigeria, I was like, what is happening there? Because I felt that school is no more a safe place.
I've been getting calls from my parents too.
It's no more a safe place. So the government should do more. The government should do more. They should station military and make sure, because I don't know. I don't want to go into politics when it comes to issue in Nigeria.
We are not looking about.
We are not looking at the political aspect of it, because Nigerian government should do more. When I was teaching government, I know that one of the functions of government is protection of life and property. And that's one of the functions of the government. They should J up in that aspect and protect the lives of these young ones. They mean a lot to us. By the time these 252, we don't see them, they become mothers. Some of them will join the bandits, they will join the terrorists, and you know,
because that's the way they do.
That's why they recruit them. And some of them we traumatize, even when you bring them out, they're already traumatized.
Yeah, they're messed up already.
So we need a lot. We need to pray. We need to seek for help.
Blessing, I think the government should look at, according to what Lover just said now, the government should look at how these bandits are being recruited. It could be those who were abducted too, and they saw that that is the only life they knew how to live, and they can't really reintegrate into the society, and that is what, and they can't, that is what they know how to do. How should government come in now and save our children, because these are children, the future of Nigeria. Their mental health has been tampered with. Let's not just kid ourselves. There's a trauma for them, even if they come back home and be rescued or something. They have seen what they are not supposed to see at that age. So how do the government come in now and rescue these children so that the reoccurrence will not come again?
Okay, there's a saying that if the foundation is destroyed, what can the righteous do? Now, except we want to wait for the next generation. I don't know, but when we're talking about bandits recruiting children, we've heard of soldiers, of course, recruiting, maybe soldiers at war, recruiting even children. And once these kids have been messed up with, they are carrying guns, they are robbing, they are now being recruited. Like they abduct people, they collect ransom, they see millions in bags, and now you don't want to bring them back into the normal life. I don't think it's going to be as normal as it should be again. So I just feel like when things have already been messed up, it's already messed up. I've read and watched documentaries about people that came back and children that were recruited in war and also came back to normal life. Now the war has ended. Do you understand? They were forcefully recruited. It was against their will, but they were trained and then recruited, and the war now is gone. Now they needed to go back to the normal life. And they made a documentary about those kids, and man, they were messed up. There was not enough counseling. There was not enough shrink even on ground to talk to them and to be able to bring them out of that. So they become reckless. In fact, some of them go into robbery after a while, because that's the way forward. That's the easy money way forward, because you just go here, attack these people, and get the money and move.
It's not blessing. I don't think it's an easy way forward, because I see it as an addiction to them. They've been brainwashed. Yes, it became an addiction to them.
The issue there is, you see, the northern part of Nigeria lacks a lot of education. They are not so big up on education. If they are big up on education, education will help you to bring out a vision. It will help you see that, oh, I have a dream, I can dream. Yes, education will tell you you can dream, and you can dream big. You can get here, you can go around.
You don't need to destroy things.
Yes, exactly. And education will help you value your life. Because you have put on a clock of value.
Definitely.
But when there's no education,
nothing.
You won't care about your life anymore. Because that's why you see them, they don't mind. When the bomb issue was going on, they are ready to bomb themselves and bomb every other person, because there is no value in that life. And that's what education does. So because the fact that education is not so big up in that axis, then a lot is going to happen. And idle mind is the devil's workshop. When the boys are there on the street, they are not doing anything, they will go to school. They might go to school twice in a week. The rest, they are trying to push barrow and sell something in the market and all that. Before you know it, they will call them. They say, there's a deal, there's a deal, and there's good money.
Can't the government force everyone to be educated?
Exactly.
It can be done. Must it be a voluntary thing?
It can be done.
It can be done.
It can be done.
Okay, how?
If you are not in school at this age, there should be an age range.
Because I think we need.
Back in the days, every school we had ID cards. I had my ID card when I was in primary school, in secondary school. Yes. So when you're going on the road at Ikeja, I attended Ikeja High School. When you're going on the road, you have to show your ID card. Police will be passing. Army will be passing. Yes.
In those days.
Yes, in those days. And it can still be inculcated. Even in today.
I still say the blessings can't work when you want every child to be in school. Then when we look at every child being in school, is it the basics? Is it a high institution?
Yeah.
Okay, we're talking about the basics now, from primary 1 to GS3. So we are now looking at these girls. I want to toe a line you mentioned, and that is these girls have been brainwashed, and probably that is a big hit on the girl child education, because some of them have been brainwashed. They've been telling them going to school is not coming out to become a woman, get married, and all that. Then you find out that some of, like you said, culturally, the Northerners, they don't like education. Now, this is also a support for those of them that doesn't want love education for their girl child, to tell them that if you go to school, they will abduct you, they will kidnap you. So it's better you get married early, at 13, at 12, so that, you know, they will now try to place side by side this life of you go to school, they will abduct. Of course, it's something that is raining now. If you get to school, they can abduct you, and you become force you to marry at age 13, age 14, 15, 16. So you find out that the girl child might not really have a say in Nigeria.
But I think there is a divide on this education thing in the North, because if you look at it holistically, those who are rich or educated in the North, their children will go and graduate.
Of course.
They will become, in fact, they want to
become the leaders.
Yes, in fact, they have to fit them into their own circles or societies, and start grooming them from there. So where is the gap? Why don't those who are educated and know the benefit of education in the society from that region teach those who think they don't want to be educated about the benefit of education? Can that go on in that region? Because we are having too much people who are not educated from that region. When there is census or research on those out of school children, the research is always done in that area, and there's always a large number coming out from that. Can't the elite do something about it?
Okay, you know, in every region, there is a perspective of a rich man. I think in the North, for you to be rich, that means you're a herdsman. You have cows. You know, I think that is the status, that you are wealthy. So when they look at education and you be like, to go and work for who? Have you ever seen? You hardly see a Northerner, maybe on the island or, you know, in the official space. You can count maybe 1 out of 10 or 1 out of 20 that came from the North, that was born and bred probably in the North, and then came all the way to the civilization to get a job. You will hardly see them. They believe that if you say you have money, you have wealth, then you have cows. And you
are into business.
And you're into business.
They believe in business.
So that's their belief. So, and you can't take that belief away from them. You can't take that culture out of them. So how do we now progress with, okay, you need to go to school, they will tell you that you want to enslave them. And they cannot be a slave to another person. They rather become the king in their own kingdom than to come and slave up themselves, you know. But they are not seeing the bigger picture. They are not seeing a bigger dream than what it is. You can be educated and become an entrepreneur and become more advanced. Look at Aliko Dangote. I'm sure it was from the North.
I think they need more exposure and advocacy a lot in that region.
But it's not going to be done by the elites, because the elites in that aspect, we talked about social stratification, where there is this large gap between the rich and the poor. And they found out that these poor people, there's this mindset of poor people, they always work for their belly. But think about a rich man works, gets to add value and also maintain that status quo
for the future, and sustain for them.
Yes. So, but they don't want them to come up. So there is also that social stratification that these ones are already down, they will be down. So for you now, like I have a parent in my school, he's a Muslim, he's from the North. He has 2 kids, 1 boy and a girl. So he comes to a point, he shows more love to that boy, pays school fees. Now finally, what breaks the camel's back was he wanted the boy to go to a private school and that girl to go to government school. And we stood against him. We said no. We called the mother that this girl will be traumatized. This thing dies. So that's the mindset. It's a mindset they are breed of.
Even in the city.
Even in the city. So we needed to do there's something drastic we did for the man to push both of them to a private school. So like you say, there should be orientation, but some of them are still, they are gotten into that cultural and religious mindset. That a girl should not be allowed to. That you say that if a girl is 20 years, you are too old to get married. 20, 18. So at that age of, that's what they say, you're too old to get married.
And do you know that there's also this notion of women should not have too much money?
Definitely.
That also kind of inculcates to
I think it cuts across.
You know that the Muslim women, their husband provide for them 100%. Yes, they don't work. They wear the hijab and they stay at home. Yeah, true. Some of them I know, they don't do work.
Okay.
Those that are working are those that their husband are not taking care of.
You're right.
So it's a cultural mindset that, like you said, who will do the advocacy? Who is going to speak? But this platform is good for that. That a girl child should be given equal opportunity as a male child. Sincerely, is as good as that.
All right, thank you, ladies. And we want to advocate that the government from all structures, all governors in Nigeria should look into this, because if a problem is happening in the northern region, it affects everybody. Now, from the past almost 2 weeks now, the nation has been thrown into one abduction from one religious body to another abduction in schools. We are not, the news alone is scary and giving some mental unsettlement. You have to call some people you think are near them, or talk to some people you think are not too safe or working. Some people even call their friends to tell them, please don't work at this time of the day. You go home on time, don't go to this gathering, don't go. Nigeria should have gone past that now. We are in the 21st century, so we are appealing to the government to please look into this, because children who have been adopted now, if they will be alive at some point, they'll become adults who are traumatized, and sometimes it is not too easy for them, because some are revengeful. They want to revenge what has happened to them, and some will be forgiving. What happens to those who want to revenge? So let's look at that and make amends. The government has the power to do that, and I know that the President Ahmed Bola Tinubu, has been on top of it, and yes, according to what he told us yesterday on his X handle, that some were rescued from the religious house, some were rescued from those who were abducted from schools, and he said he is assuring Nigerians that others too will be rescued, and Nigeria is for every one of us. So let's play along and take action. Action from all of us is what we need. So on that note, I want to thank you, ladies, for coming on Ladies Rendezvous. We did this program all by ourselves today because it is the last Monday of the month. We'll see you again next Monday, God willing, and that will be in a new month, the 12th month. And Christmas is here. My name remains Charity James. We'll see you again next Monday, God willing.